Hi Pisces. It's a gloomy, rainy morning, and we have a lot to talk about here. You want to say something that you've been possibly thinking about for a while. You want to do something, or you want to do something. I do think for most of you it's speak. And it's all hiding behind your confidence. The more confident you are, the more clear everything will come out. Sometimes I literally just say I trust what I'm going to say in this moment, because you never know. Venus moved into Aquarius just as of last night, so right after. Today is now the 3rd of January, in this video at least, but that doesn't really matter. And the full moon is coming up. So if you're extra tired this month, that's okay. I think for some of you, most of you aren't that tired. It's more just what needs to come out. What do you need to say? What have you gathered from everything that you're learning? Because it's very clear that you have learned something very important. And you find yourself in this predicament where, yeah, strength is needed. All these wads are happening, so of course you need strength, but it's not the strength you think it is. It's, yeah, you should, anyone should be taking care of their body. So if you're not strengthening your body, that's definitely for sure. We're in an earth season. It's very important to listen to your body, but this is more about mental strength. This is knowing when to act. Trusting the water, the change of the tides. I'll put the 2 queens on opposite ends. If there is a Leo in your life, I'm just saying they might not be. Leos are interesting right now, and they have been for a while, but more now it's very obvious. Capricorn season makes a lot of things extremely obvious, regardless of what people think. When you get to this season, you see what people either think they're lacking, or their exhaustion, or people who still have a lot of energy. You are sensitive to this Jupiter and Aries in your 2nd house. Again, making certain things lucky for you. You have the capability to do what you need to do. And you might need to say something to this Leo. And there can be a Virgo in your life that is extremely supportive. For some of you, this is just about how you deal with things and the capacity that you have to understand that regardless of who's on your side, who's there, who you've given to or not, wherever you're going is for you and not for them. It's not about them. You understand this, but you also have to remember that you don't have to hurt people along the way. You don't have to be pulling one over on them. You don't have to be waiting to attack them. This is a very hold on one second. What are you doing? You okay, Susan? Sorry, I had to check on one of my cats. And there's Jupiter and Aries, and recognizing that a lot of these things are just the illusion, trying to take you away from what's supposed to be yours. Trying to take you away from your peace, trying to take you away from that rest that you need, that focus that you need. right now. Anyone who's trying to take you away from the focus that you know you need right now, I know it can sound selfish, and yes, it's important to be there for the people in your life, but if you can't right now, that's okay. It's okay to feel very independent, even though a lot of people might need your attention. Look at all these people. There's some people that are probably pulling for your energy, trying to make a pass on it. Hold on. Just needed some more coffee. I know that we talked a lot about the ego and that power dynamic in the beginning. We didn't get into too much in touch with it, but like here we are, right? This looks like it. This is that dynamic I'm talking about that comes up. Because you feel on your game, you feel good, you feel ready, you feel secure. It's almost like you forget that you were once feeling not so secure. And yet you built up this part of yourself, not just talking about boundaries, but this capability to feel strong regardless, and then you get it, and then all of a sudden you kind of let it go and let down your guard. Don't do that this time. Still have like your guard a little bit up while you're going after what it is you want to go after. Don't shy away from that, but also don't let anyone make you feel forced into making a decision. Here it is. Because what's fair and what's meant to happen is going to happen. The nodes turn this month, or this year, into the Libra Aries axis. And there could be a male Libra in your life also trying to get your attention. If they're serious, they'll keep going. If not, just let it go, to be honest. But really, I think this is about you getting these receipts. You owning more independence and realizing your codependence tendencies. Not that we all don't have them, but I think this month is that strength in knowing that if people love you, because we talked about this a lot last year, and this is like action time. So like instinctually, you know, if people love you and the people you feel the best around, the people who know you really support you, and know that this is where your energy has to be, because you're someone who gets invested into things. You are able to acknowledge, celebrate, and really have a great time knowing, especially towards the end of the month, as we approach your birthday, that you're headed towards somewhere amazing. That the less attached you are to, again, who is there, but more so about what's really important and what your values are, you know that everything will come along with it. This time is about getting yourself in alignment. But it's almost like you naturally do that, and you naturally gravitate towards people who are supportive of that and who are in agreement with you in that. Not that you don't have to be around those people who aren't, but you'll notice a difference in how you're even feeling, just slightly. Because right in like the best moments or the right time, you don't feel held down. You don't feel like you're being, watched, or you're going to be punished, or all of those things that can play around in the mind. This month, you have a chance to really do something huge for yourself. It's not just about racking all this up. It's about permanently letting things to rest. Capricorn season is death, is life after death. What happens when you know this thing's not going to return? What happens when you know this part of yourself cannot stay if you want things to change? What, like, you take all of that, you could take all of that so much more serious, but not give it the time of day to think about in order to process sometimes. Because your focus is somewhere specific, that time to process is now. Capricorn season gives us the honest truth about how we feel, but the space to see it for what it is, and the tools too if you pay attention. You'll realize what maybe from your childhood you've been holding on to, probably from a father figure. It is the month of the father. And this full moon makes that very apparent for you, what you've been hiding or protecting from anyone to see, just in case, ... Your insecurity, your fear, fill in the blank. You realize you can't, you can juggle this, you can continue to do it, but you don't really, it's not really what you want to do anymore. You're like, it's time. I'm clearly now apart from this aspect. I see it for what it is, and it's time to move on. But you can't force anything. You have to accept that where you're at is the amount you can acknowledge or heal. That your abundance in your life isn't going anywhere. This is just something that's going to help you maintain, sustain. Capricorns aren't very emotional people unless it's like something specific. This month may make you feel very powerful in that way, because being able to somewhat control the emotions is a very powerful thing. And when you can do it, you notice the power that you hold. And you're able to move in a way that's a lot more swift than you thought. A lot more clean than you thought. Some of you might need to be more disciplined about what influences your moods this month. Even just to take it in as data. Maybe see it as a fun experiment. And know that the comforts of the things that you like and to indulge in will always be there. Use this month to experiment. I would. I am. There's a part of your nature that's coming back to you too. What you get from this too, what you receive from all of this is that there's something almost coming back to you, as if how could something like that even leave you? It could be even a Taurus or a Cancer that reminds you, but it's definitely a Taurus that pushes you to make this decision, whether they stay in your life or not. There's something very obvious about this, and it becomes extremely clear by the 6th. This will be out by then. Should be. No, it will be. Yeah. You might feel defensive, or like you want to protect yourself, but you need to see where this person's coming from. It doesn't need to be something more than it is in order to have a conversation about this, especially when you're weirdly asking for it in ways that aren't direct. It actually, afterwards, I think makes you feel more secure in who you are, and more of what made you doubt leaves you. But tries to come back, so just be careful. Again, Taurus showing up in a time of need to give you possible guidance. Taurus's guidance right now isn't really advice, because they're now realizing that when they used to talk in that way, it doesn't really work. Now it's like this conversation knowing that they've experienced something. Sagittarius as well. And any of them that try to sound like this is advice I'm giving you, I know better, don't listen. That's my advice to you. All right, Pisces. It's almost your birthday.